Hey everyone, this is GamerHawk 121. Welcome to Vintage Story. There's a lot going on in this, but I'm not doing a series on this or anything like that. What I'm actually doing is just here to explain of the last couple of videos. I know they kind of screwed up with the audio. As you can see for this video, I actually fixed it. I made sure I did before I start recording. And I am obviously still giving you the 2 weeks that you want to for saying yes or no in the comments, or even just liking the video, letting me know if I should stream Lord of the Rings Return to Moria. This is our humble little village of what we got here. I figured for the video for this week, I just give you a quick little tour. This is my house. I just recently moved it over here and set it all up. Doesn't look as great as the other ones in my opinion, but it's there. This is our windmill. I actually haven't checked out the inside of it yet. Oh wow, he went all out. Yeah, we have a kern in there, so from what I can tell, you put like grain and stuff in here. It goes into the chute, which drops into the hopper, which drops into the kern, which then drops down to here into this chest. That's kind of neat, actually. Right, obviously we have ourselves a giant pond. We have ourselves some fish on the lines. I'll worry about that later. I'm one of the farmers. I mostly do the actual farming, except for this little area. This is all my buddy Tabrets. I also do construction of random things or interesting things like this entire wall that's built around here that I'll give a tour of later was made by me. There we go. We are a huge fan of Vintage Story. We actually have our own server next to a buddy of ours. This is our quartz mine. It's literally just a quartz mine. Got staircases going all the way down into it. As you can see, we have abundance of quartz, so we will not be hurting on that. I actually just got done making some things that we needed for our grain. We have a lot of grain, and I'm planting more grain right now. I'll show you the berry farm / tree farm, or sap farm, I guess you could say, of my buddy. This is where he this is where he does his dye production. He has a lot. Yeah, he actually has a decent amount of yellow dye and other dye. He's wanting to make red dye though because he wants to make a specific look. We got some birch trees with spiles in them. This isn't even complete yet, and I still have no clue what the hell this is gonna be. More trees down here. A lot of maple. More maple and things like that right here. Like he has a lot of maple trees that are actually really connected. This is his berry farm. Not a lot, quite a bit here. He's probably already harvested a lot of it. This connects up to the wall right over here to one of the towers. All the towers look the same, and we plan on adding more towers in between each of them. So let me go ahead and climb up. So yeah, this is what they look like. Pretty good. We have quite a bit of mods. That was from me getting a bunch of clay. So that was just kind of there. But we plan on adding in at least 1 or 2 towers between each of the main towers, like so, like wooden towers or something like that. They're pretty cool though. I like the look of them. The wall is only like 4 blocks high along the entirety of it in some cases because of how the terrain is. So I made these 8 blocks higher than that so we can actually see over it. Alright, I'm not going around the wall yet. So we'll go ahead and... Yeah, and as you can see, there's a decent amount of space right here. So the wall was built after this farm was already established, so I just kind of went around it and did what I could. Most of this stuff was built by my buddy Tabert, Muddog1945, that you guys have seen in some videos before. That you can see more birch tapping, got some red apples and things like that going on here. Got some pine, which is why these aren't cut down. Otherwise, they would have been cut down. Got a bunch of tool. Tabert's fucking Industrial Revolution workshop. We got a bunch of charcoal, a bunch of black coal. We got a bunch of everything here. It's actually very interesting. We finally made it to the Steel Age for the first time in any of our playthrough. We have never done that before, so this is a pretty this is a pretty cool setup. I actually quite like it a lot. That's technically not the correct door, but he doesn't really care. So just as long as it works. Looks like he's doing something. I don't know. We got ourselves a bunch of bloomeries right here to help us. This is the main building of it. As you can see, he went all out with this. He loves the building. He loves making sure this game is designed well. And in all of our personal opinions, this game is one of the few games where aesthetic is actually very pleasing. This leads under this, which leads to all of this being connected. Every single one of this is connected in some way, shape, or form. So you got different breaks, you got different stuff that you can do. So it's connected to the windmill, which is obviously outside, and then this is connected to the health hammer and the pulverizer. So if I was to do this, yeah, look at that. That's kind of cool. We also have a bunch of iron and other stuff that we have that we don't really use yet. Like I said, I love the look of this. That's our little storage area right there, but we're gonna go in that in a minute. This is my buddy Anton's house. He's our leather maker. He's not on as often, so a lot of us are kind of just combined to kind of do it. And with how my job currently is, I can't really do as much either. Ooh, more leather. I didn't even see that. So yeah, we got ourselves a lot of leather. Like I said, he's a leather worker. Okay, did not mean to do that. He has a lot of stuff in here throughout all of this. His house is pretty neat too. I like the look of it also, but actually, no, I like the look of it. That's bear armor. That's neat. I'm surprised the armor stands actually. Oh, I think the aged armor stands are screwed up, but not the basic armor stands. That makes sense. We have he has his butchery and bone piles of bone all right here. So is that wolf ready? Yeah. And do that, and then yeah, I've basically been waiting for it to be ready so I can chop it up. There we go. Thank you. Give me all the bones. Let's see. Pretty sure that goes in there. That goes in there. These, move the wet sinew, move this, and what's the lowest pile? They're all kind of low. 50, 50, 50. There we go. Sorry, I'm a sucker for making sure everything's set equal. He has a lot of buckets to collect blood, surprisingly enough. So 1 liter of rot, empty, empty, empty. I'm gonna take this bucket and go clean it out. I don't know how to clean out that. All right, I tried. Place it back in. We can actually suffocate because of smoke in here, so I'm surprised he doesn't have like. Well, actually, he has a little chimney out there, so it's technically ventilated. I'll worry about the meat and stuff in a minute. This is our stable, which is the newest addition to our little city of Petsamo, as we're calling it. All these are different horses. This one, I believe, is... Yeah, this one's owned by Tabret. This one's owned by Anton. This one's owned by my brother, Prince of Württemberg. So, they're all pretty cool. Apparently, his is a stud and has gotten both of these two pregnant. 55 days pregnant, 31... What the fuck? Christopher, you're a horse man. So, we're about to have 2 new horses. This is Anton's greenhouse. It actually hasn't been utilized as much as I think he wanted it to. But there's not much we can really do on that. Mostly because during the wintertime, it gets actually really cold here. It's not even useful. This is our main mine, the Petsamo mines. So we have to bring tools, torches, and weapons. See? That's why. So let me do this. Oh, God. Yeah, most of this is from me, by the way. So most of this mining like this is from me. I'm using a steel weapon, so everything is... Alright, we're gonna have to light this place up some more. But yeah, this is our mine. This is... I can't even see most of this anymore. Yeah, so with this mine, this is where we get like the standard blocks. So like the blocks that are set up like this, we would basically mine out the last block right here and get ourselves a solid block. That's what this little area is for. This is obviously just for slate. And then down there is the actual mine shaft. We have 4 different ways that we go. 2 of them that I'm aware of lead to caves. The other ones may go to other areas, and these are like deep. Here, let me actually go down. Switch to my warhammer. We got this little way. This is not the way I'm talking about, though. The actual way is like way down here. Yeah, here we go. The Northern Express, the Western Road, the Iron Road, and the Eastern Tunnel. The Eastern Tunnel, I know, definitely has a cave down there. And I think it's the Iron Road that has the other tunnel. And I think the Northern Express may also have one. I think those are the only three that have it. But the Northern Express one was very, very crappy. Like, it didn't actually do anything. And then this one didn't really, like, go anywhere. I kind of just dug and did nothing. Maybe I'll get back to that one later. Me and Tabert were mostly in here just mining away because we were trying to find ore. And obviously doing it like this is not necessarily ineffective, but but definitely makes it a little harder. But like I said, we found several caves since we've been here. And all of them have been underneath this. Over here is my brother's farm. Yeah, his animal husbandry farm and things like that. I actually just gave him where my old house is, and his wife has also joined us. And she's done her own little garden right here, which is cool. I like the look of it. It looks nice. Ah, all their onions already. Yay. All right. Show you his house. It's pretty decently cramped, but it looks good. This is one of the ones I really like to look up. We have that roof mod, so the roofs look awesome. Didn't even notice that. That's actually kind of cool. Oh, what the hell? A gold gear? What? That's weird. So yeah, he has a lot of stuff, and he has some rot in here. I'll have to get that rot later. We use rot to make compost, which allows us to make Terra Preta in the future. Look at all that glass. Yeah, so where that armor stand is, that armor stand's actually bugged, so it's kind of just there. That's where my old house is. I just blocked it off, and I left some troughs there, and I basically told my brother, hey, you can have this, which is why my house is in a different area. Oh, well, yeah, let me show you his chicken coop. So this is the chicken coop. This is how he has it set up. Hell. Okay, that's a little weird. So I don't know which generation he's on now. 5 from what I saw. So yeah, the chickens are always going to be nuts. Got some troughs here, large troughs for larger animals. Oh. Interesting. And then we also have some goats. Looks like we're not on generation 3 yet. Yeah, we're still on generation 1. Or the generation 2. Generation 1. Looks like the bunch of I saw some generation 2, but we need to get generation 3 before we can actually try shearing them and everything. So it's still gonna be a minute. My brother needs to go through and kill them off. This is my little character. I look pretty good for myself. Let me clean this out. Maybe they're farm, but I'm a farmer, so I'm helping out the best I can. I'm gonna leave Tabert's house for last because his is probably one of the coolest ones. Like I said, this is the farmland and things like that. We actually have ourselves a pig, a pig right here that we want to domesticate. So this is how it's set up. My house was very interestingly set up all around here, so there's not much else. We got some Jonas lamps. I just made some of these seed bins right here, and I just planted a crap ton of them not too long ago. I think there's only one spot I missed. So the farm is set up pretty good. My berry farm's right there. Got a bunch of Jonas lamps. And now we're going to head towards the wall and check it out. As you can see, we have all these roads connected. We're not the only village on here. There's another village way to the south. Kruger's Village is what we've been calling it. I don't think they have an official name, but it's down here. But I haven't been down there in a while. Probably a couple weeks or something like that. But I know Tabert and them went by there at some point. As you can see, ours is a lot bigger. That is not because we wanted to. That's just because, like, it's just how it went. I'm not going to show the towers again because, like I said, they're the same thing. All the wall is different in many different aspects. Yeah, no, we'll just go along. We're able to actually see pretty decently far in many areas. Maybe I'll go around and chisel some of the blocks at some point to, like, cut them in half or something. I'm not exactly sure yet. Or chisel all the blocks. If I do that, it's going to be a lot of chiseling. As you can see, this is one of the areas that's a little weird when it comes to the height. Like, oh, there's a bear right there. See? It kept us protected. That bear would have been inside the walls. God, that thing is huge. I plan on going out there and chopping down those trees at some point. What is that? What are all of you? Oh, dead chickens. Oh my gosh. Okay. I was so confused. Yeah, welcome to Petsamo. Don't ask me on the name. Never wanted that. This obviously is just a road that leads up to this one. This is the first tower. Like, this is the very first tower that was built. The second one was the one down here by the berry farm. I would go all the way down to Courage Village and all that, but I'm not willing to because that would just take too long. It would take me like 5 days to get there on foot. Not, and since I don't have a horse, so this is definitely a weird spot for this area because, as you can see, it kind of goes a little weird because of how the hillside was when I was building this. And then we're back here, and then we'll just go around. A lot of diagonal setup. Like this definitely took me a minute to get done. The actual logs was the main problem. The stone was the easy part, surprisingly enough. The logs were the problem because I had to wait for the trees to grow, and yeah, basically just for them to grow so that I can chop them down. When I was living right there, I actually started my own pine tree farm. That's what I needed. I need a staircase right here. That's what I remember now. And it allowed me to basically get a lot of it done. But it still took me some time. I had actually gone to the forestry a couple times to get it done. Go to my brother's house. Because he had... Yep, there it is. Come back here. Thank you. So yeah, the armor stand is basically just stuck out there, so I can't do anything about it. I don't remember what I was saying. There we go. Oh yeah, but yeah, no, it took me like a week or so in real life to actually get the wall done, and I was mostly doing it by myself, and that was also because I was working and things like that too, so it didn't really help. There was a dog here. Wait, where is Anton's dog? What happened to Anton's dog? Anton had a dog. Weird. Like I said, this is the storage stuff. We got just a lot of rot, so we're gonna have a lot of compost. We have a lot of packed dirt, bone, red clay, all that. We need more red clay, actually. And this is the village food storage. Now, this is only the top storage layer, by the way. And this is where the smoker is, because Tabber is smoking up a lot of meat. Oh, we have rot in here. I'll take that. Okay. So we got ourselves all this. Got ourselves a bunch of random crap in here, mostly. A bunch of blueprints. We really probably don't need flag maker blueprint. This one is actually what I wouldn't mind doing. I would love to make a flag. Rare in any ruin. Yeah, so yeah, making a flag would be kind of cool. Tinkerer, Bookbinder, that one's gonna be no. Paver Road, Palisade, Flag Maker, Artisan, Stonemason, Roof Masters. So yeah, that's kind of neat. And then we got all that. And now here's the cool part. The actual cellar. So this was the initial cellar right here. And a lot of this was actually not as intrigued as it is currently right now. These are the newest additions. I actually just added these in. And as you can tell, we have a lot of spelt and a lot of flax, and they're lasting for like 2 years. Then we have the actual flour sacks that Tabret had made. It's a little crappy that those are only lasting for a few days. Or only a few months. All the grain and stuff was in here, and I moved them. This is where a lot of food bowls and stuff is probably gonna be stored up, and then we have ourselves an actual little glacier ice thing in here. So like everything that's in here would be There's two things that rot. Yeah, so something rotted in there. Yeah, so as we see, Drydale apples fresh for 39 years. And that was before, or no, this is after we added in some glacier ice. This is actually like crazy. And then over here, this is where we actually hanged up the smoked meat. So like these meat racks, things like that. So placed somewhere cold and dry, sealed in stone. This is sealed in stone, so it's fresh for 14.6 years. Oh, I didn't even notice that. Ugh. And then we have an actual meat freezer right here. Oh, that's kind of cool. Will melt in 4.7 days. Yeah, it's kind of neat. So all the meat racks and things like that, this would be filled up with just meats. Right here is our winery, or I mean, kind of winery. This is where a lot of wine and syrup. Actually, no, syrup. That's right. This is where a lot of syrup is going to be, not wine, except for that vinegar. So this is where like a crap ton of it's going to be. So Tabard's mostly focusing on syrup instead of wine because he believes wine is not that great. I kind of agree with him. So we have two doors, one that leads in the meat cellar and one that leads obviously into the main part, into the original area. And now time for the finale. Tabard's place. Like I said, Tabard's is the most interesting one. This is the Tabard family area. This is a little farm. This is the same tree that's been here since we started. This one was planted. I know that because I think I'm the one who planted it. It goes all the way around into there. That's my little raft. It's just been kind of there, so I haven't really used it. I think Tabard's house is the best one out of all of ours, easily. He has tuning cylinders. He has his chest more organized than anything else. I'll take the rot. Hell, a lot of these flax fibers I just gave him, and he has a bunch of these. Wow, that is terrible. He has a weapon rack. He has metal parts, metal scraps. Tabard has touched into this like crazy. He's all like I said, he's a cook. He's an engineer. He's the blacksmith. Like Tabard's done a majority of the stuff that you see around here himself because he's been on more than any one of us. My job just makes it where I feel like I can't be on all the time, and wow, for him, he practically can be on all the time. So right now we're waiting. I'm doing some last minute planting before we get into our second winter because it's currently year 1 September. So I'm hoping a lot of these will get grown and ready to go by the time winter comes around. It probably won't, so we may be screwed on that, but not much I can really do. Yeah, I figured that was the case. Alright, so which means I'm going to have to dig all this up and get myself a bunch of grass. There we go. Thank you. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I purposely missed that one because it's easier for me to just do a little at a time. Alright, do that. And then I can just dig this out. Reminds me, put that away. Oh, I'm actually gonna need... Alright, let's get down here. I'll take the copper one for now because I don't need one. I don't need an iron one yet. Since the copper one's still here, I'm not gonna bother trying to change it. There we go. And now let's grab my axe and start chopping because you need to have the top area clear before you can start doing everything. Honestly, with how the wall is, we can probably even just get rid of all these fences in general, but I'm not willing to do that. Well, it's because it doesn't look right. Oh, I need a bucket. I just realized. Yeah, I need a bucket. I think Tapper has one by his house. Yoink. As you can see, the pond's not really that deep, but we have ourselves a crap ton of fish. I'm actually surprised at how much we have. That has resin in it. Tapper, bucket, 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 bucket. Bucket, there it is. He always has at least one bucket around. Gosh. Need to get rid of that. I don't know why there's one area where snow just keeps popping up, and I don't know why. It's annoying. And now you. There we go. See, that's how you do it. Alright, now replace the fences. Damn it. There we go. There we go. Now they have their moisture and everything. This will make it easier for them. Look at the beautiful farmland. We're gonna have so much stuff. This is gonna be nuts. And Tapper was literally saying, maybe we should cut back on farming, and I'm like, farming is love, farmers. No, I'm kidding. I'm not doing the striker love, striker life stuff. God, that was something. I remember when that stuff was coming out. I don't know why I went the wrong way. But thank you for letting me borrow your bucket, Tabert. Oh, dude, there. Salt. I mean, Tabert's probably doing something with it, so I'm not gonna screw with it. Anything else I got? I have some bolts I don't really need. Yeah, we don't have a mod that allows us like remelt that stuff down. Otherwise, I'd be remelting it down. There. And I think Tabert has a gear thing up here. Yep. Yeah, he like I said, his stuff is crazy. I mean, he has a resonator. He has a scroll, uranium, uh, something else that's over there. I don't even know what that is. And a fucking skull. I don't even know what that skull is. Uranium fever. He has a German Shepherd pup. He has some slugs. Like he has a pretty decent amount of stuff around here. And then he has a map to the Calyx projects because of it. Because of Better Ruins. We also have the map to the actual Resonant Archive, which I haven't been to yet, and I don't think they will go to either. Map to Hokaya of Iapeka. I don't even know how to say that. They've already been to the Sun Rift experiment, which I was kind of upset about, but whatever. And then map to the coal mine, which we have. He also has this. I don't even know where the hell. I didn't even know this was a thing. I don't even know what's in these boxes. Nothing. I can't figure. Resin, bunch of cloth. Like I said, trying to make red cloth. Got ourself a meteoric halberd, a great sword, steel. Got himself several sabers, arming swords, a long sword, shears. He has a lot of stuff, and he designed this entire house himself, and he is always changing it. It's actually it's actually interesting in how much he changes it, because one day it could be like this, and the next day it could be like that. Yeah, we got several buckets doing stuff. We got all this done. Yeah, there's really not much else to talk about. We don't have a lot of the mods that we would normally play with, because this is not a server. We're on a buddy's server who has it, and he's just been, and we ask him to add in mods, and it's up to him if he wants to add it or not. We're not gonna force him to do anything. But it has been a good experience. We've actually been kind of glad that we have a server. Oh, there was all these cattails right here. I'm an idiot. I need to go. When I had to make the ceiling jars, I needed cattails, and I walked past all of this. I didn't even see them. I'm an idiot. Whatever. But yeah, this is my tiny abode. Not much. I got myself a pistol. I don't have any ammo though because I accidentally gave it to my brother, who still hasn't given it back to me. And I got myself a little place. The turning of the windmill. Everything. I even got my own little chimney right here. But yeah. I want to thank you guys all for watching this. So this went a little bit longer than I thought. Mostly because there was a lot in this that, and I did some stuff. I cleaned up some things here and there that I didn't really plan on doing, but did anyway. So I hope you guys liked this video. Like I said, be sure to let me know down in the comments, either of the previous Lord of the Rings video or of this video, or even just like it or something like that if you want me to stream my Lord of the Rings Return to Moria stuff instead of recording it, and then I can just record something else in the meantime or something like that. So have fun, play games, take a new strategy quickly, and I'll see you all later.